All right. I'm riled up. I'm hangry. I need to eat, but instead I'm recording this. I've been looking through so many Sword and Shield cards, so many Scarlet and Violet cards, and it makes no sense. Like this makes no sense, and markets will be irrational. They'll do their thing, and I'm aware of that. I'm all too aware of that. But this is out of control. And I'm not talking about the super high end cards necessarily. I'm talking about the market in general. Okay, let me start with the Forest Pikachu. I know it's a big card. It's a huge card. It's super rare, super hard to grade. Look, it's Pikachu in a forest. Like, what's the issue? It's this thing's supposed to be worth a lot of money. And I'm not necessarily arguing with the price. The price is the price. If people are willing to pay it, that's the price. Whatever. But can we take a moment? Like, can we sit for a second and look at the other cards that exist? Like, before you buy these $1,000 cards, just slow down for a moment and look to see, is there better opportunities somewhere else? Because more times than not, you'll find there is better opportunities. If you just take a deep breath, stop listening to people on the internet tell you what to buy every 2 seconds, and just come to your own conclusions, you might find that this makes no sense. This makes no sense. Let me use this example to start. In Ascended Heroes, you have, for the specific SIR, you have a pull rate of 1 in every 1,500-ish. Okay, if you look at Lost Origin, for example, your trainer gallery has a hit rate of 1 in every 500 in Sword and Shield. Okay, and before people go on about how I'm shilling Sword and Shield, I have substantially more Scarlet and Violet than I do Sword and Shield. I have a lot of Scarlet and Violet. I don't care ultimately what goes up when and how these things work. I don't care. I'm just making notes and talking about it on the internet. And if you don't like it, then piss off. I don't care. There's 1 in 500 chance for a trainer gallery. And we have this Pikachu here that goes for $100. So we have a $100 VMAX Pikachu, which is a 1 in 500, or slightly worse than 1 in 500, versus the Forest Pikachu, which is 1 in 1,500. Obviously, I understand scarcity, but are we really genuinely saying that this Forest Pikachu is 10 times the cost? 10 times? That makes no sense. 10 times. This Pikachu is pimping, okay? And I got nothing against the Forest Pikachu. I think it's a nice enough card. But 10 freaking times the cost? How did we get here? That's ludicrous, okay? If you want to buy the Forest Pikachu, like, be my guest, go buy it. But I just think that there's so many more good opportunities like this Pikachu. I only researched this video for 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes I was researching this video, and it doesn't take long to find these things. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I think that there's just the recency bias is out of this world. People are just looking at the new shiny object and they're going, oh my goodness, look how pretty this Pikachu is. I'm gonna buy this Pikachu. Oh, I have to pay $1,000? I can pay $1,000. The people buying this card are probably making $2,000 to $3,000, and they're spending a third of it on Pikachu. Take a second, just relax. Go. I'm not very relaxed, but you can try to be more relaxed than me. Okay. Dragonite. So my next example, and selection bias is a very real thing. It's a very real thing. This is selection bias. I'm finding cards that prove my point, but there are a lot of cards that don't prove my point, right? Because I think there's a lot of fantastic opportunities in Scarlet and Violet. I'm not saying don't buy Scarlet and Violet and don't buy Mega and those things. There's tons of fantastic opportunities. I talk about them in my other videos all the time. You won't hear me shilling the most popular card. And I'm going to do a quick little breakdown in a different video, but maybe I'll give you some of that in this video as well. If you had, for example, and I'm not going to only use Lost Origin as my examples, I promise. got the Gengar Trainer Gallery early on at $4, and now it's at whatever, 50-ish dollars. That percentage return is far more significant than what you're ever going to see in this Forest Pikachu if you bought it right now. That's my point. I'm not saying Forest Pikachu is not going to go up. I'm not saying that Dragonite with a hat isn't going to go up. Okay? It's just the reality that these cards, there's so many good opportunities out there, and don't be chasing the next shiny object all the time. All right? So my next example, Dragonite V from Evolving Skies is a 1 in 1,000 pull rate. So 1 in 1,000 pull rate of hitting the Dragonite V versus the Mega Evolutions is 1,500, 1 in every 1,500 pull rate. The Dragonite for Mega Evolutions is $900. Okay, you got your Dratini, you got your Dragonair. I get it. You got the shiny hat on, and it's all fucking fairy-go-lucky. It's a good time, and people like it. Whatever. I'm biased. I don't think it's that good of a card. I think it's pretty whatever for that rare of a card, in my opinion. Evolving Skies one is a half the price. It's half the price for a near mint Evolving Skies Dragonite, which is a way better card, in my opinion. It's just Dragonite having a good time, vibing in the sky. Pokemon just in the real world doing their thing. These are my favorite types of cards. I'm incredibly biased on this topic, but double the cost? Evolving Skies is what? 5 years old? Something like that? 5-year-old versus brand spanking new card? $425. It's a lot of money for a Pokemon card, but it seems just like a better deal than paying $900 for this for shiny Dragonite with a hat. I don't know, man. Like, slow your rolls, gang. Like, let's get this. I don't know, just take a step back, look at what's out there, right? You don't have to put all your money in the new stuff. You have the liberty to do whatever you please with your money. And you have the liberty to pay for a missile to hit my house or whatever too. Like, you can do whatever you want, but don't go buying the most expensive thing and expect it to triple in price. Okay, one more deep breath before I go on to my next one. The evolutions from Brilliant Stars. I've talked about them in a previous video. I think they're awesome. You could get all of them in a PSA 10. Eevee, Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon. I get it. It's not Umbreon, whatever. You could get all of them in a PSA 10. A PSA 10 for all of these cards. And I know there's different, like these ones are slightly easier to grade than the prismatic, whatever. I get it. I understand. There's logic to all these things according to people. But that's the same cost as the Vaporeon EX from Prismatic. The Vaporeon EX. So the Vaporeon EX is the same cost as all 4 of these in a PSA 10. I mean, like, would you not rather have 4 cards rather than 1? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that the Vaporeon's going to do poorly or whatever, or be worth, a lot less. But the 4 cards. This is it's just a better play. I'm not going to say objectively. It's subjectively, in my opinion, a better play. But like, why would you not want 4 great cards for the cost of this one Vaporeon with a hat? Again, I don't like Prismatic all that much. I think Ascended Heroes has some great art, but I think it's not as great as people are making it out to be. I think it's just like there's so many colors that people just kind of like nut in their pants a little bit when they see it, and they're like, "This is amazing." I don't know. They're good. They're good arts. I'm not gonna dog on them. I think they're good arts. I think it's a phenomenal set. I think the set's a great investment. I've got them. I've got a bunch here. Like, I'm not saying that this is a bad investment or a bad set or whatever, but there's just so many opportunities in this market, and if you don't be chasing the shiny object. Okay. I really like Scarlet and Violet. I still really like Scarlet and Violet. I still really like Mega Evolutions. I think that there have been phenomenal eras. I think we're in this wonderful golden age of Pokemon with so many magnificent artworks that exist. My only frustration is in the like just FOMO, shilling, whatever that's existing towards the latest and greatest all the time. And because it always shifts, the market always shifts. The money goes from one generation to the next or to the last, or it'll go into vintage for a little bit. And we're going to see these different runs all over the place. And I'm just worried that people who are new to this market are just buying the new thing, buying the new thing. And then when there's drops, which should be opportunities to buy other things from other eras, or drops in the hyper modern, right? If you see a drop in the hyper modern, but your other stuff holds well, right? If you're Sword and Shield and you're whatever, if you have some Sun and Moon, if it holds well and doesn't drop when other things drop, you can sell a little bit of that and have some capital to pick up at lower prices in other places. Like, you should be diversified. You should not just be all in on hyper modern. Team Rocket's Mewtwo Gold. This is from Destined Rivals. I don't get it. So we decided we hate gold cards. Like, the market just didn't take well to them in the past. And now we've got some gold cards again, and they're, because you made them more rare, people, I guess, like them again. I don't know. It's not my thing. I know I'm biased. I don't like gold cards. Not that anyone gives it, but this Team Rocket's Mewtwo is $65 for a gold Team Rocket's Mewtwo. My point in this whole thing is not to say that this all the hyper modern stuff is going to tank, but I think that these types of cards where it's like, I don't know how to describe what I'm even trying to say here, but these types of cards that aren't special at all, they're not particularly rare, they're just not going to do that well. They'll probably go up a little bit, like, over time, but in comparison to all these other things that are out there, it makes no sense. So let me use an example. $65 of this Mewtwo could buy you the Times Square Mewtwo from Pokemon Go. And before you put your knickers in a knot saying that Pokemon Go is a bad set and yada yada yada, and you're an idiot, I don't own any Pokemon Go because I would like to get some. I haven't gotten any yet. I don't think I'm in a hurry to get them. I don't think Pokemon Go is going to shoot up next week. But Pokemon Go is a set that down the line will do well. And I say that because the nostalgia towards the app of Pokemon Go is going to be ridiculous in 5 to 6 years. And the way that you could actually encapsulate that, you don't actually own anything in Pokemon Go. Like, you have your account, you have your stuff there, but there's nothing physical that exists. And I do think that Pokemon Go as a set will be something in the future. Like I say, it might be 5 or 6 years from now. That was the reason somebody got into Pokemon in the first place. I think it's going to be the reason millions of people actually got into Pokemon, and I think it's going to do well. So I just believe that this Times Square Mewtwo is a better buy. On top of that, Evolutions Mewtwo is cheaper. Like, a Near Mint Evolutions Mewtwo is a cheaper card. I think that's a better looking card. I think it has more potential, which is weird to say because it's an older set. But you could go on Price Chart and go down, look Mewtwo as a card, and you can find dozens of Mewtwo's that are between $125 and $40, and some of them are in Scarlet and Violet as well, that are just better, that are just a better pickup than this card. Obviously, all my opinion. I need to go eat. My blood pressure is too high. Buy my stuff, ShamanGames.ca. I don't even know what else I'm doing here. I'm just really yapping at my phone on the internet. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. That's all I got. Peace.